YouTubers, here I am. I'm back as promised. Know I'm a little late on it, but it took me a little while to get it together. Still working on it, but it's gonna be better. By the time we get to halfway through it, we'll be where I want to be. Trying to use this AI a little bit to try to get some graphics added to my videos. To try to get a few more things going on. I may try to do a few things and add them to TikTok to get a little bit more content out and get more people, more viewers. But I'm here, back on it. God had a revelations for me, so I got to get it out because, like I say, He wants you to do what He want you to do it. So you have to get your work in. I've been working on me, get some stuff in. So the last 30 days, just been trying to keep myself in order and get back on track. So last month was a rough run, but I got through it. So doing better and doing the things that I need to be doing. So now I just got to put in the work, help you all out, help myself out at the same time. Like I say, I'm still waiting on y'all to do some comments and let's get it rolling here. This is what our thing is. We're supposed to work with each other, help each other, and do stuff like that. So the revelation I was given on the 17th, God woke me up at 3+ o'clock. So, it's something serious when He wake you up and give you some information. So you got to run with it. And a lot of stuff has been verified and, well, I say not verified, but I guess confirmated, because confirmation, yeah, that's it. Because it's been coming up in some of the sermons that I've been having at my church. It's been coming up in our Bible studies, our Sunday school, and stuff like that. So it's getting confirmed that I need to go and do this because, like I said, the subjects and the items are there. The topic is going to be on no more, or the subject is no more, or the objective of all of these videos is going to be to get to no more. And it's dealing with no more excuses, double-mindedness, bondage, worldly thoughts versus godly thoughts, a new person, becoming a new person, putting on the complete armor, and making time for God. So we're going to go through those things and get on track. And my thing is, I'm revisiting one of the things I gave y'all before is ask and it will be given, but you have to take steps. Are you asking God for things in your life to give you clarity and to help you get where you need to be? Check off that box. If you are, because if you want things to come in your life, you got to ask for it. And, nothing's really given to you, but you got to work on it. Change brings about results. No change, no different outcome. If you're doing the same thing over and over again, I was dealing with that for the last 3+ months. I was doing the same thing, looking for some different results that wasn't working. So I said, I'm done. Gave it up. Done. Like I say, you just can't. You got to get rid of your habits. You got to get rid of the things that, God don't like. He's going to keep letting you do it till you get enough of it where you don't want it no more. And also I was talking to some people about how it is with, you got stuff that it's in the Bible. It tells you the things and the right way to do things and give you at least instructions on how to do stuff. And if you follow those instructions, you'll have a better life. If I did it here when I was 21, I would have saved myself a lot of headache, a lot of issues with people and the wrong people, getting the wrong people in my circles and stuff like that. Having friends that, I probably got a good little handful of friends, maybe that I can still call friends. The rest of the people, just people. They just was a challenge or a stepping stone to get life in order. The battle is not yours, it's the Lord. So you got to let Him handle everything. You get out here and try to fight, and that's one of the things I was doing, kept trying to fight all my own battles. And the devil always try to come at you. But, I know my God, just like my job, it's a challenge. But I know I don't work for the man, I work for, God. Everything I do as pleasing to Him. People don't understand a lot of things that I do, but it's a certain way I do things. It's either that's the way I do it and I can work with it and it gets done. You can never tell me that my job doesn't get done. It's done to the best of my ability. And I have a lot of clients and stuff that appreciate the stuff I do. So, you don't get no accolades on this job. You don't get an accolade with pretty much no jobs nowadays because it's all about profit and them making money. They're scared to say you do something because they figure they got to pay you when you do when they do give you recognition for what you do. But they always want you to do stuff, but they don't want to give you the recognition for it. But the first time you do one little bit of a thing, it's over. You know, they don't care, because like I said, the bottom dollar is about them. It ain't about the people no more. So I'm gonna tell you a way to get past that thing. You know, the main purpose of all of this is, you know, let's do better, get better. That's always my topic. That's where we're going to stay at. We're going to continue to go there, and we're going to continue to, you know, try to help each other out to get there. I'm going to give you the instructions I've learned, the things I have, and it's just the Bible. I'm just going to help you out with the Bible to help understand it and to know, you know, the directions on how to get better and do better. And just, it's easy. You know, it's easy if you try to do it, but if you don't try it, like I say, you're never going to get nowhere. But you got to know how to, you know, ask God, ask for the things you want. Like I say, try them. You know, the little bitty things. I mean, I have this game I play. Like I say, that's the easiest way I do it. I say, if I play this game, or I have little things I do, and I let him, you know, work me with those little things. You know, the little bitty stuff, because the faith of a mustard seed. It ain't about all this big stuff. The big stuff you get and you lose. I've been there, done that, had that. It ain't that serious, you know, but I look at the little stuff, the little bitty accomplishments, you know. And like I say, I'm letting you know about these things. Like I said, we're going to get into those topics. If you want to know more about it, or if you want a topic that you want me to start with, like I said, I'm starting on it tomorrow. I may do one on tonight, because I'm still working on it. You know, it's a lot of doing stuff for the Lord. You have to research it and, you know, put the right effort into it. Ain't no just jumping into it. You know, I got it, but, you know, I had a couple of disruptions from the devil sending people at me left and right, trying to get me off track with it. But like I said, I'm finna go forward. I asked him to give me the strength and help me to go forward with it. The sleep demon been messing with me, been having me tired a lot. Been running back and forth, going here and going there. But, you know, it's going to get better, and it's going to get right. And with God's help, we're going to get this thing going. So giving you an update on it. Like I said, this has been my 3 a.m. revelation, and we finna get back on this thing, and, you know, I'm trying to help as many people as I can. And if you can, you probably can help me with a few things. So, you know, let's get together, let's discuss it, let's get it going, let's get these numbers up, because I want to do a live, but I can't do a live because you got to get so many videos and stuff in, and I'm lacking on that. I should have them by now, but like I said, I slacked off, fell off a little bit because I got into personal. I had to get past things and had to get onto the stay focused on the thing of not hating people, but hating the sin. And that was hard, because I know people. I've been through the sins, but when you see other people do it, it's a whole lot different, because it's a choice between telling them they're sinning and being able to direct them to the sins that they're doing and help them to get better on it. So that's what God sent me, was to help people to see their sin and then get better from their sins, and to get better with him, to let these blessings start flowing in. You know, I want to have everybody that I see that's on my podcast being blessed, being able to comment on here and say, I've got blessed from what you gave me. I got blessed from, you know, the word. I'm starting to see the word. I'm starting to see it in action. I'm starting to do more, starting to do better. And that's what I want to hear, because that's what I'm trying to do, and that's what I want other people to achieve. You know, I got a 3-year goal on what I got to do. So I got to get this going to get the next step onto the goal that, you know, God has for me. Like I say, I'll slowly let y'all in on what's going on with that. But right now, you know, let's focus on getting better, doing better, because if we're doing better, you're going to avoid a lot of the opposition that's going to come our way. And, you know, we can be able to look at it and say, nope, I'm good, you know, and, you know God is going to be there for you. And, you know, no weapon formed against you is going to prosper. You're going to do good. You're going to get better, and you're going to get where you need to be. Give you a quick little thing. One of the topics was the excuses. So give you a little bit on that. So excuses are what we give when the truth isn't in us. Throughout the Bible, it was there from Adam and Eve, Moses, and Saul. We tend to find a reason not to follow God's plan for us. Adam and Eve had the blame game in Genesis 3:12. The ultimate is we know not to do, but we did. You know, Moses, Exodus 3:1-4 and 17. not being able to talk well was his excuse for not wanting to go out and give God's word. But he gave him good tongue and he gave him good wisdom, and the wisdom will override how you talk or how you say it. As long as you ain't stuttering or murmuring. But you remember at one time Babylon, they made everybody where they couldn't talk. So he'll fix it. Then you got King Saul, not destroying the Amalekites, thinking you know best and trying to keep something for yourself first of all, but then you try to say you kept it for God, but you kept it for yourself. Because God didn't ask for anything. He got it. He got more than anybody. So we ain't got to worry about none of that. He got it for us. All we got to do is ask him for it. Ask him for a little bit. And then you got the parables of the great banquet. That's in Luke 14, 15 through 24. And that's going to be discussed on the missed blessings, usually undesirable. God uses the undesirables and blesses them, and it's a step towards humility. We have to be able to have a little humility to be able to get where we need to get to where we need to be, and to do the things we need to do. Because if you don't have any humility, then you never know how to fail. So, instead of doing it and failing while you're doing it, learn how to get better and avoid those failures by thinking first and just doing, following the guidelines. If you follow the Bible, you can't go wrong. Because like I said, it don't been right all these years. It ain't been changed. So you can't go wrong when it's been right all this time. Then you got the false priorities, lack of faith, accountability versus blame, God's grace and forgiveness, and consequences. So, you get consequences when you don't follow his rules. You get consequences when you don't follow anybody's rules. You get consequences when you break laws. So the best thing to do is try to do the best walk you can. Let's work better, get better, walk better, and we're going to work together to, get on track with this and, see the things that we're doing and just focus on how to get it better and how to get away from it. It's hard because I've been working on this thing for 20 plus years, some of the stuff I had going on. So it's just, being able to say it's enough. I've had enough. And, God's going to put that fire up on it. He's going to let you keep doing it till you can't do it no more. Like gluttony, he's going to let you keep eating till you can't eat no more. So we're going to work on it, and we're going to get this thing going. So I might work on it, might have some of it come back out tonight. If not, we're definitely going to start on some stuff tomorrow, and we're going to keep it flowing. Need y'all to help keep me motivated, help keep me focused, and we're going to work this thing out. We're going to get better, work better. We're going to get together and make it better. Talk to y'all later.